Hi, I'm Matt Ryanzak with Oracle Cloud. We were really excited to be able to participate and sponsor the hackathon this year. About 40 people attended. They self-organized into 5 teams. Everything was, I think, really good projects came out of this. A lot was learned. We've seen 2 different talks this morning that kind of, I think, contribute to the presentation you're about to see. Zero-touch provisioning, the ability to autonomously configure networks, and to automate them using open source tools. The last talk about Ansible is a great segue into this talk, which is also about Ansible, using Napalm specifically. With that said, these are the chiefs. They did some work for the hackathon. They're the runners-up, so I will give them the mic and let them do their talk. Thank you. Click.
Hey guys, so the name of the presentation actually was different, but the stress word was the less sensitive, so to speak. So when we speak about zero stress automation, it means that we want to be able to provision devices in seconds, minutes, and be able to deploy a device in automated fashion. During this hackathon, we were tasked with creating a solution for network deployment and network deployment verification. So we thought about the 2 guys in a data center who would bring this chassis in, who would install the chassis, would hook up a console cable to a terminal server, and hook up another cable that leads them to the core network. We decided that we would deliver a solution for zero-touch provisioning, not using Cisco technology, which perhaps more superior than this, using Ansible and open source tools in 8 hours, while having drinks, food, and fun. Oh, sorry. That's the end. So imagine you have a core network, and there you have a router 2 and some other routers, and that device is pre-provisioned with point-to-point links. So, like if you think about it, if you have point-to-point link and you have an IP address on one end of the link, there's very easy to figure out what the IP would be on the other end of the link. But the new device that you would install into the network would not have an IP. But what it would have is it would have a neighbor discovery mechanism, such as CDP or LDP. So we thought about having a network controller, network management station, query those core devices that interconnect the rest of the network for LLDP and CDP information, gathering that information, analyzing and finding new devices based on some unique identifier for a device, for example, a serial number, motherboard ID, hardware ID, etc. And we thought about we had a presentation at the beginning of the hackathon. We had a presentation by Bill from Oracle about the usage of Napalm framework within Ansible. Right, so after the controller discovered the device, the newly added device via CDP or LDP, you have a terminal server. The controller would connect to a terminal server and inspect all the ports on the terminal server using, once again, same Ansible and the various plugins that exists. And it would perform 3 important functions. First is the discovery of the unique identifier. Second thing is a credentials discovery, because usually the new device that you bring on the network will have admin, Cisco, those types of things. And you would want to reprovision credentials or basically have the access to the device. Additionally, you will perform a inventory collection, so you would know that this is a 48-port switch versus 52-port switch, or you would have some idea of what would be provisioned on the network. So here is what we did. We collected the inventory, and in this slide, what you see is the snapshot of show chassis hardware detail from the Juniper VMX box that was in the lab, and there are some of the interface statistics. Now, after you got to the device, after you perform the collection, all you have to do is really use that same Ansible, same plugins to configure the interface of router 1 that leads it to the core network. Check the connectivity. You can run ping commands. You would want to configure loopback IP address, form IGP adjacency, and redistribute connected routes. And you would be in the game. The end result should be that your BGP sessions should be up, like they are here. And after that, you can use various APIs such as XMPP, netconf, RESTconf, whatever you want to continue provisioning your networks in automated fashion.
So hi everyone, my name is Suraj Nair. First of all, I would like to thank NANOG and its sponsors for providing such a platform. We are actually graduate students from George Mason University, and we came to NANOG as a part of college immersion program. Initially, when we came here, our first main goal was to connect with people, build professional network, and learn new technologies like Ansible and Napalm. So when we were here on Sunday for the hackathon, we formed a group with Paul, who is a great guy. He taught us how Ansible works, how with a single click you can push the entire configuration on the network and build the entire network so fast. And we are here to know the what, how, and why from the people, what they do, how they do it, and why they do it. We are not actually programmers, but we learn these new technologies, and we want to now enhance our skills to further grow in our career. Thank you. And further, Paul will be taking over from here.
So for everyone who would want to visit Hackathon next year, this was my first hackathon, and I usually don't attend hackathons, but this time I decided I will join the people in the audience who would attend NANOG with me, and I would connect with them on a different level, not only on a technical level, but on a personal level, know their stories, what they do in life. So I met Tyler, Flavio, the guys from George Mason. It's an incredible experience, so I would suggest you do the same, because you don't have to have programming knowledge. What you have to have is the passionate desire to know other people around you. And we don't bite. It's a great group of people. Oracle guys are great. They provide you education. They provide structure to the tournament. And there is no competition. There is really the desire to learn, desire to mentor, desire to educate. Thank you.
And that's the end of the talk. Thank you, everybody. Just to echo what Paul said, come support the hackathon, come participate. You do not need to know how to code. There's a lot to learn, and there's certainly people to meet. These guys were able to produce in 8 hours something that took us significantly longer to do at Oracle, using open source tools with very little upfront knowledge. And I think that speaks for itself. Thank you. Enjoy lunch.
We're all done, though.